Have you noticed that the dark spots on your hands make you feel like you look older than you really are? Many people tell me that these dark marks appear little by little and, no matter how many expensive products they try, they never see real changes. Today, I want to help you understand why this happens and how you can start improving the appearance of your hands with a simple and natural approach that you'll learn with me in this video. For years, I've heard the same stories over and over again. People investing large amounts of money in creams with fancy names, serums that are hard to pronounce, or treatments that seem to promise miracles. And yet, when they look at their hands while going about their daily activities, they realize the spots are still there, showing up every time they greet someone or appear in a photo. I want you to know that you are not the only one who feels this way, and today we can begin changing that story. The cosmetic industry has been built on the idea that you need expensive products to see real results. And although many of them may give you a pleasant feeling on the surface, very few actually work where dark spots truly originate. I'm Dr. Gabriel Mina and I welcome you to my channel. Here we talk about holistic health, longevity, and simple natural habits that help you maintain your physical, mental, and emotional balance. So take notes and share this with your family and friends to help them improve their health. We upload new videos every day, so subscribe and activate the notification bell so you never miss anything. Before we continue, if you find this content valuable, a small gesture like supporting this video or sharing it helps this message reach more people who need it. Thank you sincerely for being here and taking care of your health. Now, let's get into the topic. The dark spots that appear on the back of your hands are not just a superficial detail. They're the reflection of years of sun exposure, the passage of time, and internal changes that accumulate in the deeper layers of the skin. To truly improve their appearance, we need to work from within, using something your skin can naturally benefit from. And that tool exists. In fact, it has been used for generations. In Japan, I've observed an interesting tradition. Women in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s maintain surprisingly even-toned and smooth hands. This is not due to sophisticated treatments or expensive procedures. It's based on a simple ingredient, probably one you also have at home, and it has been part of Japanese skincare for centuries. This ingredient was used by geishas in the past, by women who worked outdoors under the sun, and by grandmothers who passed it down from generation to generation. Today, I'm going to tell you what it is, why it works even on skin with decades of accumulated damage, and how to apply it correctly so you can start seeing visible changes in just a few weeks. I will also show you the most common mistake most people make when trying to lighten dark spots, a mistake that almost guarantees they'll never see improvement. I'll explain how long a treatment actually takes to work and, by the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step method you can begin today. If you stay with me until the end, I'll share an additional tip that boosts your results even more, and that very few people know. But before I reveal the ingredient I'm talking about, it's important that you understand why so many solutions you've tried haven't worked. I want you to understand what these dark spots truly are. In medicine, we call them solar lentigines, but I prefer explaining them in a simpler way. They're like your skin's accumulated memory. Every time you're exposed to the sun, your body activates a natural defense response. Your cells produce melanin, the pigment responsible for tanning, to protect you. When we're young, this melanin distributes evenly, but with age that mechanism starts to fail. The cells responsible for producing pigment begin to cluster it irregularly, leaving darker areas that no longer fade like they used to. And although the sun is the main cause, it's not the only one. Hormonal changes, especially after 40, can intensify these dark spots. Oxidative stress and chronic inflammation also contribute, often caused by a fast-paced lifestyle, poor eating habits, or lack of rest. And why are the hands so vulnerable? Because they're constantly exposed. We rarely remember to apply sunscreen on them, and whatever protection they might have gets washed off every time we wash our hands. On top of that, they face friction, cleaning products, temperature changes, and constant use that weakens their natural barrier. This brings me to something very important, the most frequent mistake I see in my practice. And I say this based on years of experience as a doctor. Many people buy brightening creams expecting a miracle in a few weeks, but most of these products only work on the outermost layer of the skin. They may create a temporary glow, but they don't reach the deeper layers where accumulated melanin truly sits. Some overly strong ingredients can even irritate mature skin. I've seen cases where hydroquinone creates the opposite effect, causing dark spots to return even darker once you stop using it. And something extremely common is lack of consistency. People try a product for a few weeks, don't see expected results, and immediately switch to another one, restarting the process over and over without giving the skin enough time to complete its natural renewal cycles. To give you a clear idea, the skin renewal cycle in a young person lasts about 28 days. But in someone around 60 years old, it can stretch up to 60 days. That means any treatment needs at least 2 or 3 full cycles to deliver real results. We're talking about 2 to 3 months, not 2 weeks. And this is where the Japanese ingredient I'm about to reveal truly makes sense. It's a natural, skin-friendly substance that helps regulate melanin production without relying on harsh chemicals. Before telling you its name, let me clarify something else. The Western approach to skincare tends to be very aggressive. We usually treat skin issues like a battle against the body. In contrast, Japan focuses on cooperating with the skin, giving it what it needs so it can improve on its own. This philosophy, based on harmony, has shown remarkable results. And I see this reflected in my patients as well. I especially remember a woman named Teresa, 68 years old, who came to my clinic frustrated because nothing worked for her. After teaching her this natural method and guiding her through the process, she told me that for the first time in years, she felt like her hands looked like the ones she remembered. That emotional transformation is just as valuable as the physical one. Before continuing, let me invite you to subscribe to the channel, share this video, and activate the notification bell. Here you'll always find clear and practical information to take care of your health in simple ways. We upload new content every day that can help you a lot. When we talk about those dark spots that appear with age and are so bothersome, it's important to understand something fundamental. In Japan, most older people barely have them. And it's not because they were born with perfect skin. What truly makes the difference is how they care for their skin, following ancient habits, knowledge passed down through generations, and an approach completely different from what we usually see in the West. For decades, Western cosmetics have made you believe that the more expensive a product is, the better the results, or that strong chemicals are the only fast way to eliminate dark spots. But your skin is not a machine that can reset with the press of a button. It is a living organ that responds far better to natural ingredients, recognizable to the skin, that it has learned to process over thousands of years. In Japanese tradition, natural components work on several levels at once. They don't just lighten dark spots. They also nourish, hydrate, protect, and revitalize. It's a complete method, not a single targeted strike. And what's impressive is that today, modern science has confirmed that several traditional Japanese ingredients can be just as effective, or even more effective, than synthetic compounds used in commercial creams for hyperpigmentation, but without irritation or side effects. That's why so many things you've tried until now haven't worked. Not because you were doing something wrong, but because what you were using wasn't what your skin truly needed. Now I want to reveal to you, based on my experience as a doctor, the Japanese secret that has allowed so many women to keep their hands young, smooth, and free of dark spots throughout their lives. It's a simple, everyday, and very accessible ingredient, rice. But not in its usual form. The real treasure is fermented rice water, known in Japan as yusuru, and especially fermented rice bran, known as nuka. I know it may sound too simple, but simplicity does not take away its power. For centuries, women who worked in sake factories were known for having remarkably soft, spotless hands, even at older ages and despite working with them all day long. They had daily contact with fermented rice, and without knowing it, they were receiving all of its benefits. Something similar happened with geishas. Their skin was admired, but they didn't only care for their faces, their hands were an essential part of their presence and elegance. That's why they used mixtures based on fermented rice to keep them clear and youthful. But applying this remedy is not just about placing the liquid on your skin and that's it. There is a specific way to prepare it and use it to multiply its results, and I'll explain it step by step later on. First, I want to tell you why this ingredient works from a scientific point of view. Fermented rice is a unique combination of compounds that work together. First, it contains natural kojic acid, which was originally discovered in this type of fermentation. This acid slows down the activity of the enzyme that triggers melanin production, the same enzyme responsible for forming dark spots. But unlike many synthetic versions used in cosmetics, this natural acid is gentler and much more compatible with mature skin. It is also full of antioxidants such as ferulic acid and gamma-oryzanol. These fight free radicals, which cause much of the damage that ages the skin and darkens spots. By neutralizing them, they not only prevent new marks, but also help repair the existing ones. It also contains B vitamins, especially niacinamide, known for improving skin texture, strengthening the skin barrier, and reducing the transfer of melanin between cells. This prevents pigmentation from concentrating in specific areas of the skin. To this, we add 18 essential amino acids, which are the building blocks the skin uses to regenerate, produce collagen, and maintain firmness and elasticity. It also provides minerals such as selenium, magnesium, and zinc, which are necessary for repair processes to function properly. And perhaps most importantly, the fermentation process creates enzymes and probiotics that transform these nutrients into forms the skin can easily absorb. It's as if the ingredients came pre-activated so the skin can make the most of them. These probiotics also help balance the skin's microbiome, something crucial for keeping it healthy and resilient. This method is especially powerful for mature skin, like hands over 60 or 70 years old that seem to have lost all hope. Unlike aggressive treatments that thin and weaken the skin, fermented rice does the opposite. It strengthens, hydrates, and helps repair. The polysaccharides in rice water create a protective layer that retains moisture without clogging pores, ideal for skin that tends to dry out with age. And the natural enzymes exfoliate gently, without damaging, allowing new cells to rise to the surface. The most impressive part is how all these elements work together. They brighten, hydrate, regenerate, and protect at the same time. To give you a clearer idea, let me summarize the benefits. First, a gradual reduction of age spots thanks to natural kojic acid and antioxidants. With consistency, these spots begin to fade until they blend with your natural skin tone. Second, the skin tone becomes more even. Not only do dark spots lighten, but the overall color also balances out, giving a brighter appearance. Third, visible rejuvenation. The skin gains firmness, elasticity, and softness. Even fine lines begin to soften. Fourth, deep and long-lasting hydration. The skin stops feeling rough or dry. Fifth, greater protection against new spots thanks to antioxidant action. Sixth, less inflammation. This is key because persistent irritation darkens spots even more. Seventh, a noticeably smoother and more even texture. Recently, I treated a patient named Teresa, 72 years old. She told me she felt her hands had no solution anymore. When she began using this method, she admitted she did it without much hope. But after a few weeks, she showed me her hands with an emotion I'll never forget. Not only had her spots lightened, but the skin looked more alive, smoother. She told me, "Doctor, I feel like I got a part of myself back." And for me, that says everything. From the beginning, I told you that although dark spots on the hands may seem difficult to improve, there are natural and very effective ways to help your skin regain a more even appearance. And now that you know how to prepare this treatment, I want to explain why it strengthens the skin so much. A strong skin barrier is essential for protecting you from the sun, wind, and all the factors that age the skin. Fermented rice helps repair that barrier, making it more resilient and helping your skin stay stable and well cared for. Additionally, something almost no one mentions is that it also improves circulation in the hands. When you apply this treatment with the proper massage, you help more blood reach the skin, bringing more oxygen and nutrients with it. This speeds up your natural renewal and repair processes. Over the years, I've seen many similar cases. I remember Mrs. Carmen, a patient who came to me because she felt her hands made her look older than she really was. She began applying this method consistently, and within a few weeks she wrote to tell me that her skin looked smoother and more even. It wasn't magic, it was consistency and the right method, just like the one I'm sharing with you today. But here's the key point. It's not enough to simply apply rice water to the skin. For it to truly work, you need to prepare it and use it following a technique that enhances all of its benefits. Now that you know the ingredient and understand why it works so well, I'll show you how to prepare and apply it correctly to achieve real results. Let's move on to the practical part. We'll prepare two versions, a basic one for daily use and an intensive nighttime version. Both work very well, but the nighttime one concentrates more nutrients and works while you sleep. For the basic version, you'll need half a cup of organic rice, preferably whole grain because it retains more nutrients. If you only have white rice, it also works, but you'll use a bit more. You'll also need 2 cups of filtered water, since tap water can affect fermentation, and a glass jar with a lid. Plastic is not recommended for this process. First, rinse the rice under water for 1 minute to remove surface impurities. Then place it in the jar and add the 2 cups of filtered water. Shake gently for half a minute. You'll see the water turn milky. That cloudy appearance is exactly what we want. Here comes a crucial step. Don't use that water immediately. Cover the jar with a light cloth and let it ferment for 24 to 48 hours in a cool place away from direct light. In warm climates, 24 hours is usually enough. In colder climates, you'll need more time. You'll know it's ready when it has a slightly acidic scent, similar to yogurt. That mild smell indicates proper fermentation. Then strain it and store the liquid in a glass container in the refrigerator. It will last about a week. When you're going to use it, dilute it with the same amount of water because undiluted it can be too strong for some people. For the intensive nighttime version, you'll need rice bran, or if you can't find it, ground whole grain rice until you get a coarse powder. Mix 3 tablespoons of this powder with half a cup of fermented rice water and, if possible, add a teaspoon of raw honey. This honey provides hydration and protection. You should get a thick paste that you'll use immediately, don't store it. Before applying either version, prepare the skin. Wash your hands with a gentle soap to avoid irritation and preserve natural oils. Then exfoliate gently with a mixture of brown sugar or fine salt and a few drops of olive or coconut oil. Massage in circular motions for 1 minute, especially on areas with spots. Rinse with warm water and pat dry to avoid irritation. To use the basic version, pour some of the diluted fermented water into your hands and distribute it well. Massage the back of each hand starting from the fingers toward the wrist with firm but gentle movements. On each dark spot, make small circles for 10 to 15 seconds. This massage helps activate circulation and improves absorption of nutrients. Spend 3 to 5 minutes on each hand. Then let the skin absorb the liquid for a few minutes without rinsing. If it feels too sticky, you can remove a little with warm water, but always pat dry. Afterward, apply a natural cream or an oil such as jojoba, rosehip, or almond to seal in hydration. Use the nighttime version 2 or 3 times a week. Apply a generous layer of the paste on the back of your hands, focusing on areas with spots. The layer should be thick enough to prevent quick drying. Massage for 2 minutes and then put on cotton gloves to increase absorption. Leave it on overnight. The next morning, rinse with warm water, pat dry, and apply your moisturizer. I want you to remember something very important. No matter your age or how much damage you believe is already done, the skin has an incredible ability to renew and improve. What matters is giving it the right tools and the time it needs. This treatment offers exactly that, natural ingredients your skin recognizes and uses, without harsh products or unnecessary expenses. It's a safe and accessible way to care for your hands. If this content has given you hope and you feel like you finally found an option that can help you, I invite you to start today. Don't wait any longer. Prepare your first batch and try it calmly. And I encourage you to be consistent. Set a 90-day period and track your progress week by week. Now I want to give you an extra tip that multiplies the results. You can add a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice to the diluted mixture for nighttime use. Lemon provides vitamin C and citric acid that enhance the brightening effect. But remember to use it only at night because it can make the skin sensitive to the sun. Never use more than the recommended amount to avoid irritation. This small adjustment can help speed up the changes. Your hands tell the story of everything you've lived. Every line and every spot reflects experiences and work. They are valuable just as they are, but if you want them to reflect a brighter and more even appearance, Now you have a clear path to achieve it. Your process begins today. Trust the method, stay consistent, and watch how your skin gradually transforms. And before I go, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, share this video, and activate the notification bell. We publish new content every day, and I'd be happy to accompany you on your journey toward healthier skin. I also want to encourage you to take a moment to thank God for life, for the opportunity to learn, and for giving us tools to care for our health. Here on Dr. Gabriel Mina's channel, we are deeply grateful to accompany you and contribute to your well-being. Tomorrow we'll have a new video with practical and simple information to continue caring for your health. I'll be here waiting for you.